Question for the champion, Alexandre Pantoja, right here. You know, Josh could make history as the first fighter born in the 2000s to win a UFC belt. You said that he's handled this rise brilliantly with the way he's speaking about you, elevating you, and elevating this fight. So what do you make of Josh's rise and his skill set overall?
I think Josh fight for the belt. It's so nice because it got a lot of inspiration for a lot of young fighters, you know. Young fighters come now for UFC. And I feel amazing because I'm still here, you know. I'm considered like an old school fighter. And I have a chance to face off one of the best this new generation, you know. And I have a chance to prove that fight, December 6th, gonna prove a lot for me, you know. How my level is still competitive. And that fight, I'm training very hard. I take it very serious, Joshua. And I want to see myself, how I go, and my future in that division, you know. That's what I want to make December 6th.
Josh's opponents often look different after their fights because he kind of puts them through the wood chipper. So physically, what kind of fight are you expecting from Josh when you do step into the octagon in there?
The fight style Josh is basic in boxing. They face takedowns. Everybody watch that. But, you know, he don't have a lot of wars like I did in this division, you know. He look fresh, very young. But his last fight with Brandon Royval, I can understand he's not 100% in that fight because he take a short notice. And I can expect a better version December 6th, you know. I take this guy very serious, you know, and that's why I want to prove my best version of that.
A question for Josh. At Media Day yesterday, you called Pantoja the flyweight GOAT. So not only do you have the opportunity to win gold and become the first fighter born in the 2000s, but dethrone the one you consider the greatest. So what do you make of this fight?
Like I said, man, it's a blessing to be in a cage with one of the greatest of all time, you know. Saturday night, I'm going to take his belt, but you know, it's all respect and love at the end of the day, man.
You also made it known that you think Pantoja's opponents gave him too much respect. So when the octagon door finally does close behind you, how are you going to approach this fight?
Same thing I always do. I'm going to beat Joshua Van.
At Media Day yesterday, you know, you said you didn't think you would be the one to get the call to retire Henry. So now that you're only a few days away from being the last man to get to face Henry Cejudo in the UFC, I guess, what are you feeling about Henry and what do you make of just his whole career and your history between you two?
I feel that it's an honor. I think it's a very fitting end for such a, I don't know, just one of the greatest to ever do it, honestly. I have a lot of respect for Henry, and I think it's going to make for a really good fight. You know, everybody loved Old Yeller at one time, but all good dogs have to be put down the same. So that's how I feel about it.
Question for Henry, right here. Obviously, you know, Payton just said, you know, all dogs have to be put down at some point. So what do you make of, you know, this your last fight week? Are you approaching this any differently? And do you have a message for the crowd, considering this will be the last pre-fight press conference you'll get to speak with them?
Can you guys boo me first before I start? No, listen, he can, you know, Payton's good, man. He's an up-and-comer. I even consider him a friend, man. Like, he's a dude that's, you know, real recognizes real. So I know what I'm up against, and I think he knows too. And, you know, I probably taught him that line. I don't know if I told you that line, Pay, but I know he's ready. I'm ready. And I hope, Payne, that you can, you know, like I told you before, man, you can take over the king of cringe, bro. You're already getting booed, bro. Look at these dudes.
I'm all for it. I welcome it.
Question for Bogdan. We see you with the Hitman outfit here. Can you tell us the inspiration and I guess how it relates to what you plan to do on Saturday night?
Good experience. Today I look like Hitman because like this make only for fans. Помоги мне. для того, чтобы было интереснее, чтобы смотреть было людей, все делается для фанатов.
And for Jan, this is the only fight on the main card above 135 pounds. You're opening the main card. Usually that's positioned to deliver something exciting. What's your prediction for this fight?
You know, I'm happy I can fight one more time. You know, I cannot lose this fight because I'm 10 years older than him, so I have 10 years more time for training, you know. So I cannot lose this fight. Legendary Polish power. And still, look, I'm 10 years older and still got more hair than he has.
I feel great, you know. That's about hard work, you know. I think me and Merab worked so hard for this moment, you know, because maybe it's another champs be a little bit lazy, you know, because everything's come easy for that guys, you know. And I feel me and Merab need to work so much to make this happen, you know, and we don't want this moment to leave, you know. We want to stay with this belt. We want to change my life and the family life, you know. And they prove, you know, about the pound for pound, all these mistakes, you know. About the guys say a lot of bullshit about the flyweight division, and I think we try to change that. We changed that in the octagon. We changed that with a good performance, and that's why you still motivation, you know. You see a lot of champions try to another belt or have some simple injury. You don't want to fight for more 6 months, you know. Me, Merab, if you call, we can fight 2 months every time. And that's it, you know. After this fight, you can call me, Merab, you're ready to fight again.
Just one for John.
Much respect and much love, brother. Good luck.
Josh, we've seen as guys move along in their MMA career and fight for titles and things like that, they tend to jump around to different gyms and find different training partners. You seem like a very loyal guy with the guys at 4 Ounce Fight Club. What is it about those guys that have, you know, allowed you to stay at this gym the whole time?
They are just more than a teammate, man. They're like family. They're like my brothers, you know. So I trust them, and I believe in our work. So, and we are getting that belt. So yeah.
And one for Pantoja over here. Everybody always talks about Joshua Van's boxing. There's a guy sitting beside you that you've spent a lot of time with who has some of the best boxing in the flyweight division. Is there anything boxing-wise that Joshua Van brings to the table that you haven't already seen in the fights with Brandon Moreno?
Yeah, Moreno is one of the great of this division, you know. I want to enjoy this moment to say thank you to Henry Cejudo. He helped Moreno, but he helped me too. I'm staying in the Henry house for a long time. He helped me my start in UFC, and a lot of guys don't know, but Henry support a lot of good fighters. And thank you, Henry. And about the boxing, of course, Josh Van show you a lot of good skills, but you know, I'm fighting for close 20 years professional fighter, you know, and I'm face off one of the best fights of the world, you know, and I want that challenger, you know, I want that moment, I want to feel Josh Van in the octagon, and I want to bring back this belt to my house.
As it was mentioned before, that you will be the first one born in the 2000s to be the challenger for the title. What do you want the younger fighters, the young fighters, and the fans your age to feel when you get out in the arena this Saturday night?
The new era of fighting is here, and they're about to witness the greatness of Joshua Van.